Hi everyone! Remember my two-part series on extracting palladium from e-waste from like a month ago? So, it turned out there was still a lot of palladium left in the solution. So here is part 3. For those of you who didn't watch or forgot what I did in first two parts, here's a little recap. I took 206 grams of impure cemented alloy of silver and palladium. I dissolved it in nitric acid, precipitated and filtered out the silver ions, and reduced the palladium with metallic copper. The problem I ran into is that cementing palladium on copper is very slow. When I made part 2, I thought I got most of it out of the solution. After all, I let it do its thing for an entire week. Silver only takes 2 days or less. In reality, the reaction wasn't even close to finished, and majority of palladium was still dissolved. When I realized my mistake, I added more copper and waited for a month, occasionally stirring the solution and scraping the palladium from the copper. After a month, I carefully decanted the solution and cleaned the palladium from the copper. Quite unexpectedly, some of the reduced palladium adhered to the side of the beaker, forming a palladium mirror. lot of palladium was still stuck to copper, so I decided to use ammonia to get it off. Ammonia dissolves copper while leaving palladium intact, so I thought it perfect for the job at hand. I waited a week and decanted the solution. Seeing some of the copper precipitated as insoluble copper hydroxide, I used a bit of hydrochloric acid to dissolve it. I once again carefully decanted the solution and washed the palladium powder. Ammonia leaching did get the palladium of the most of the copper pieces, so I actually got something right this time. Here you can see how the addition of hydrochloric acid converts copper amine complex to copper hydroxide and then to green copper chloride. Wash the powder with distilled water and set it to dry. While it was drying, I set out to recover the remains of silver from the filter papers I had yet to process. To get a mass of all the silver, I had to chisel out the bits that were stuck to the foamed concrete. In doing so, I obtained 1.5 grams of silver. Honestly, not worth breaking my best crucible. Once palladium powder was dry, I weighed it and got 2.5 grams. Here are the end products of this little project. Processing 206 grams of my starting material got me 159.4 grams of silver and 3.94 grams of palladium. Recovered silver represents 77.4% of initial mass, while recovered palladium represents 1.49%. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and see you next week.